Hey, I'm Kay, just a girl making ridiculously crazy builds in The Sims. Come check them out. Welcome back to Belle and the Prince Castle, Part 2. If you have yet to check out Part 1, you can do that now or stick around as Part 2 really does stand on its own as well. So in a moment, you're going to see Sultan here. He's climbing the stairs. He's going to run down the bridge and into the palace to start us off. And then we're going to jump into a bunch of still pictures of each floor of the build. So there are 4 floors as well as a tunnel system going below. So we'll just quickly go through that to give you a quick overview. And then we're going to jump into the video and go into more detail on all of these areas here. So we're going to start off by a roof view here, and then we're going to pan down to the 4th floor. So in the 4th floor, the tower off to the back is where Mrs. Potts and Chip would stay. So there's a bed for each of them, as well as a full washroom for them. And to access that, there's actually a ladder in there that goes down to the next floor in the tower, which is attached to the 2nd floor of the main castle. So over here is where the west wing is. So that room has the rose in it. Of course, I've put in a chess table that Belle seems to use all the time. And the old bed for the master, like the beast's bed, is in there. He's now the prince and he's married to Belle, so they're in a master suite. Off to the side here, we'll zoom in more. I've incorporated a gem room just because I thought it was neat. And it's surrounded by glass, so it can't be stolen by anyone. Down the back hall here is the stairs to the west wing, or there is a secret door that actually goes into the 3rd level of the master suite. So there is technically 3 levels in there. The balcony level above, the level the bed is on, and then down some more stairs to the level where you can access the master washroom and master closet back there. So that's a really cool feature in this build as well. So the way I've put the windows in the master suite, it actually looks like it is 3 stories. So that was fun as well to do. So now we're just going to go down to the 3rd floor. So the 3rd floor, you can still see the master suite there. You come through the back in a hall here, and you can access a room behind it where there's washer and dryer, or come into the closet here with a his and hers side, and then access to the master washroom as well. The master washroom was fun to do. I added 2 sinks in there, and then there's a shower built into the wall, which is pretty cool. And then the toilet has its own room off beside. And then you see here I've built a platform to put the tub on, and it has some water features behind it. Just a fun little build. Then down through a secret door goes into the nursery. Now, there are no children in this game right now, but for future use, the areas are here. So there's a hidden door that goes back into another child's room with its own ensuite as well. And there is another hidden door that goes into a playroom that's off to the left, which you can't see at this level because of the roof system. Now going back down the hall, you can go back out to where the main staircase is, going up to the west wing or going down to the next level. And then in behind that, I've added a kitchenette area. So that would be just for easier access for things for everyone on this level because it is a giant palace. In behind that, there's a little closet space for things. And then across the hall there is a washroom and attached bedroom for a nanny for the children there, or a butler that you can add to the game, things like that. But technically a nanny for the children. And then through here is where you can access that back tower. So there's 2 rooms in here that would be for like Lumiere and Cogsworth. So there's a clock in one room, and there's a candelabra in the other room, just sort of giving the hints that those rooms are for them. And this is where the ladder is that goes up. And over here is the jail, basically, where Belle's father was kept. We'll see that in detail later on. And then over here from the master suite, you can access the 3rd level of the library. And up here, there's 2 washrooms in the back with an aquarium built between them that you can view from windows on either side. So that was fun to do as well. And then the chimney has access all the way up because I put lighting in there because it was acting really dark the way that I built the fireplace on that main level. Anywho, the entire upper level there is accessible by the Sims as well. So that was fun to do. Now we're down in the second level here. Now just going through that, let's just get this situated a little better. So the main entry here, so down these back stairs, you can come down and enter this area here. Like there's 2 gallery halls here, and then down the middle hall, West Wing sort of vibes. Oops, sorry about that. Over into the main entry area and over into another sitting area, which can actually access the second floor of the library. So that is accessible as well by the Sims. And then just kind of scooting over here. Sorry, it's a little too much of scoots going on. Just trying to get it angled better so you can tell, but this is where you would have the guards room. So the guards viewing like the oncoming people. Over here is the weapons room, because I mean a castle has weapons room. So going up a ladder here and across is the office for the guards, and then in through a little doors where they would sleep with a washroom. Belle really likes to go in the office and read books in there for some reason, even though she has a 3-story library. Not sure why. But these 2 pillars here at the front that the mouse is showing you, they're just pass-throughs for the walkways all around the castle. And in here, you can now see the 2-story ballroom, which I've added a walk-around level up here, which I have not tested the Sims walking on it. It's just for looks. So that is the second level. Now just going back here, this is showing the stairwell for the tower for the jail, and then the washrooms for the servants. And then we're jumping down to the first level. So here's the entry area here. You can go over to the side here and access the main living room for the beast, where you see his chair by the fire where Belle's father sat. That room's incorporated there. And then you can also access the library from that level as well. Back here is where the laundry room would be for the staff to use in that little tower back there. And then the library, just showing that level as well. So there's lots of ladders in there to access each level because unfortunately there's no spiral stairs. Going down this hall, you can go back into the dining room for Belle and the prince, and then back out the back door through that way. And then there's a little powder room in there for the guests that are coming down that main hall and into the ballroom for the grand parties. And then back through here in this area is the kitchen, which you can access outside from there as well. And then just going back to show you more servants levels in that tower, down another ladder, and then the stairs, of course, for the tower for the jail. And then this level here is just showing the basement area where the tunnel is going from basically the entrance to the jail all the way to the front of the build, so that if someone was approaching the palace and they needed to be taken to the jail, they can just go down this little tunnel system that's under the bridge here and go all the way back to where it's easier access to get into the stairwell and door that go into the tower for the prison area. So that was fun to add that in there as well. So you can just see all the little details of that there and going all the way up there. Another fun fact, Belle loves to sleep in a sleeping bag in there for some weird reason. Now we get into some fun videos. Here's Belle with Sultan. So I've created Sultan exactly as how he looked, with the markings and colorings as close as I could get to the actual dog. I didn't realize his name was Sultan. I don't think it comes up in the movie. Maybe it does. I might be wrong, but I don't think it does. And then we're going to get into Belle reading books in the office instead of her 3-story giant library with, I can't even tell you how many bookshelves I put in there. I don't even know. But here she is. The prince is coming in. They're having a little chat. She's going to bring out her cell phone and be like, oh my gosh, I saw this cool thing. Here, I'll send it to you. And he's actually going to grab his out and be like, ha ha ha, that's funny. So I just think that's a little funny this day and age. So here is the prince utilizing the ladder system in the 3-story library just to show you that it actually does work. So right now he's just going off to one that's up on the side, and you'll see him come up that 3rd level, and then he goes out the door into the bedroom. So here's Belle. As I said before, she likes to sleep in a sleeping bag instead of her giant master suite. And then the prince just does sit-ups all over the castle. Anywho, thanks for watching.